It's so important for every single trauma center to have a quality dashboard and to look at their performance over time because you don't know if the changes that you're putting in place have any impact if you don't track and trend the information over time. So you need to see performance over time. This is an example of a dashboard where we have placed in some conditional formatting. So for example, our before we had a standard of non-surgical admissions of less than 10%. That's no longer required. But you can see here that we put in the math, the calculations, if you will, the formula. We had 51 patients out of 360 admissions that were admitted to a non-surgical service. And because that is 14%, we added the conditional formatting. Conditional formatting says that if the cell value is greater than 10%, then it turns the value red. And so we pulled the data out of the registry and it gives us some elements here. So we're asking for the age of the patient, the mode of arrival. You can see the column headers here of what you ask for out of the registry and ask for more or less, depending on what you're trying to evaluate here. Once you run the report, look through the data, make sure that there's no blanks in your data, blank fields, because blank field will impact the accuracy of your data. The interesting thing about this data set is all the blanks. So what I would do as a trauma program leader is select the blanks and then follow up because I have 29 blanks and follow up with the registry to understand why I have the blank contents here because there should be something in each of these. So that's the first thing I want to do is understand why I have so many blanks and follow back up with the registry. Once you do that, then it's just a matter of having uninterrupted time to sit and filter through the information. You don't have to be an Excel wizard to sort and filter your information. So if we just wanted to get a count, for example, of the activation levels for the month of December, you simply do a drop down box. Because I don't think I'm going to show how to do a pivot table. And then now you can see you have seven records that meet your full activation criteria. And then how many were partials, because this hospital only has 2 levels of activation, and we have 40. How many patients were not activated? You can just select that. This is very easy to do. 8 of the patients were not activated. That is a simple way to get the count that you're looking for your dashboard. If you want to see the type of injuries that you have, and blunt, get a count here. There's 86 warrant over and under triage. You can do the same thing here. So you have 121 patients in total. It's down here at the bottom, 121 patients in total. You can easily look at the patients that had an injury severity score greater than 16 or greater, selecting those patients out here. And we know that we have 12, that is your denominator. That's how many patients had an injury severity score of 16 or greater. These are your highly injured patients. And in this data, we know how many of those patients had a trauma team activation. Let's see how many had an activation before. We can see how many did not have an activation. Look at it that way. These were not activated. And so we know 8 out of that total were not activated. So 8 were under triaged. So now our math for under triage for this one is 8 out of 12. So that is obviously outside of our standard we want. So let's apply a rule to this. And the cell value needs to be, if it's greater than 5%, this to turn it red. You probably would like the font red. By that, now it's showing you that you are out of compliance. If we said we run this report in February, and we were able to see that we had 0 out of 10 patients, and we were less than 5%. You don't have to do this every single time. Take this all the way. So the process isn't very easy to do, especially in the software that's available today, because you have to run a report typically to get all those data elements. You have to run various reports. So you can't get it out of just one report. You can get a lot of it out of one report, but there's several others that you still need. And so running the various reports and making sure you have all the elements that you need, that can be labor intensive. But probably the most important thing is having that uninterrupted time to sit and go through the information and the data. And it takes several hours to analyze an entire month's worth of information, possibly even a full day, because no one has a full day of uninterrupted time. The dashboard brings a lot of value to the trauma program, and it's well worth the time and effort spent in populating that dashboard. Sadly, it takes a lot of manual labor time to do that. And until there is a better platform out there, which is what we've developed with NQS, is a better platform that's integrated with the registry and helping you populate that dashboard as you go, as you close cases. But until that time, it still requires a manual process.